Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilidam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Supadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Udapatagamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vidam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadudam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lilita Shri Vishakham Vitam Sha Ye Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpade Gopesha Gopika Kanda Radha Kanda Namosude Aptakanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishavano Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमीश्वरं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचमिमां सूक्तां सञ्जीवयति अखिलशक्तिधरस्तदाम्नां अन्यां च हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणां नमो भगवते वृषाय तुभ्यम् जयदं सुरदोर्पङ्गो मम मन्दमतिर्वदि मत्सर्वस्य पादाम्बुजो राधां मदनमोहनो तमादिदेवं करुणानिधानं तमालवर्णं सुहितावतारम् अपार संसार समुद्रसेतुं भजामहे भागवत स्वरूपम् परमानंद पाठाय प्रेमवर्षि अक्षराय दे सर्वदा सर्वसेव्याय श्रीकृष्णाय नमोस्तुमे गुरुवे गौरचंद्राय राधिकाय तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण भक्ताय तद्भक्ताय नमो नमः Hare Krishna. So welcome all the devotees for today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So we are discussing from Srimad Bhagavatam first canto, first chapter, text 6. Right? Very good. ऋषयावूचु त्वया खलु पुराणानि सेतिहासानि चानगा आख्यातानि अपि अधीतानि धर्मशास्त्राणि यान्युता ऋषयावूचु त्वया खलु पुराणानि सेतिहासानि चानगा आख्यातानि अपि अधीतानि धर्मशास्त्राणि यानि उता शिल्पा माताजी and Jubi Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण। त्वया खलु पुराणानि सेतिहासानि चानघः आख्यातान्यप्यधीतानि धर्मशास्त्राणि यान्युत।
Very good. Yeah. Jubi Mataji, translation please.
The sages said, respected Siddha Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well in all the scriptures famous for religious life and in the Puranas and the histories as well for you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them.
Haribol. The sages said, respected Sudha Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained. So the Shaunagadi Rishis, they are glorifying the qualities of Siddha Goswami before he speaks Srimad Bhagavatam, because that is a must. When senior devotees are there, when they are teaching us something, it is our duty to glorify them. So here, Siddha Goswami is being glorified by Shaunagadi Rishis, that he is completely from all vices. And he is well-versed in all the scriptures, such as Puranas, Itihasas. And he has studied this under proper guidance. So Siddha Goswami is free from all vices. So which are the vices? Anarthas or karmashas, kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, matsarya. He is also a son of the famous Rama Harshan. He is also a disciple of Vyasadeva. He is the son of Rama Harshan, and he is free from all kama, krodha, lobha, moha, madha, matsarya, and he is very expert in the scriptural injunctions, in Puranas, Itihasas as well. And he heard this, he studied this under proper guidance, especially from Sukadeva Goswami, because he was there with rapt attention in the assembly of all the sages. When Sukadeva Goswami narrated Srimad Bhagavatam for 7 days and 7 nights to Parikshit Maharaj. So we all know that 7 days and 7 nights, Parikshit Maharaj did not sleep, did not eat as well. Okay. Similarly, the sages, thousands and thousands of sages, because it was so nourishing. This Krishna Katha was so nourishing. They forgot the sleep and eating. Not only Parikshit Maharaj, all the sages assembled there also were awake throughout, day and night, and without eating. So he also got the proper instruction from Sukadeva Goswami. So let's see what is the purport. Says, a Goswami or the bona fide representative of Srila Vyasadeva must be free from all kinds of vices. The 4 major vices of Kali Yuga are illicit connection with women, animal slaughter, intoxication, speculative gambling of all sorts. So these are the main 4 vices one should be free from. Who is eligible or who can be eligible to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam? If somebody is indulging in any of this, they are not fit to sit on dasa. Okay. So no illicit connection apart from the wedlock, apart from the marriage life, no animal killing for sense gratification, no intoxication of any sort, no gambling. These are the 4 regulations. Can anyone say from where our parampara got these 4 principles? Vaishnava Sampradaya, from where did they coin this 4 regulatory principles? What is the source? Prabhupada, of course, gave it in a nice way. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj and his father and spiritual mentor, Bhakti Vinod Maharaj, they coined this very nicely, 4 regulatory principles. What's the source? Can anyone say? You all know it. From where this started. Don't remember? Okay. Parikshit Maharaj, he met Kali personality. Right? He met the personality of Kali. And the personality of Kali wanted some places where he can live and nourish himself, because he is Kali personified. So wherever illicit activities are happening, he will be flourishing. he'll be nourishing himself. So he asked, because Parishit Maharaj wanted to drive away Kali personality, because in his kingdom, everything was functioning very nicely. There is no place for Kali personality. Then Kali personality took shelter of Parishit Maharaj. So it is the duty of a Kshatriya to give protection if somebody takes shelter of that Kshatriya. So Parishit Maharaj was bound. Why? Because Kali personality took shelter of Parishit Maharaj. Then he said, you have to show me some place, because I am also your praja. I have to get my protection, nourishment, and everything. Where do I go? Then he said, okay, go and stay in these 4 places. These are the 4 places where illicit connection is happening, where animal slaughter is happening, where intoxication is happening, where gambling is happening. These are the 4 places you can go and stay. These are all illicit activities. So he went and searched, because who was ruling? Parishit Maharaj. He did not find any such places in his kingdom. So he has to, go out. There is nothing out, because everything is under. He's the emperor of the whole country. Okay. So he said, then, okay, what is the way? Because you have to protect me, you have to guide me. I am also your praja. Then he said, okay, in that case, you go and stay where more wealth is accumulated. Gold. In brief, they said gold. Gold means wealth. So gold means wealth. So that is the 5th place. So from this only, our Gaudiya Vaishnavas coined this 4 regulatory principles. These are all prohibited activities. We are not supposed to. This will take us to Adholoka, to the lowest region of existence. Okay. So we have to be very careful not to get involved in any of such activities. That's why, Prabhupada is telling that Siddha Goswami, all the acharyas, all the Goswamis, they are free from these vices, 4 vices. So Goswami means one who has controlled the senses. Those who have controlled the senses, they will not be, under the influence of any of these illicit activities. They will not come under the influence of these activities. So a Goswami must be free from all these vices before he can dare sit on the Vyasasana. So if any person is indulging in such activities, he cannot sit on Vyasasana. Vyasasana is a place where exalted devotees are sitting, is representing Vyasadev. That person is representing Vyasadev. So whoever represents Vyasadev can sit there on the Vyasasana, the seat of Vyasa. So no one should be allowed to sit on the Vyasasana who is not spotless in character and who is not freed from the above mentioned vices. He not only should be freed from all such vices, but must also be well versed in all revealed scriptures or in the Vedas. Now people may doubt, okay, how we are speaking on this subject matter, Srimad Bhagavatam. Are we free from all vices? And are we expert in all these Vedic literatures? We may not be. Okay. Yes, we are trying our level best to be free from all the vices. We are not indulging in any of the vices for sure. But are we expert in Vedic literatures? We may not be. We are not. What we are doing, we are just repeating what Srila Prabhupada is telling. So there is no harm. There is no problem. Only when we concoct and speculate and speak our opinion, that is bad. When we speak or when we repeat what Prabhupada has said, we are safe. So there is no problem. So one should not, misunderstand that whoever speaks Bhagavatam, they are expert in Vedic literatures, not necessarily. There are many practicing devotees also who speak Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita and other literatures. What they are doing, they are just repeating what the acharyas have said. So the Puranas are also parts of the Vedas, and histories like Mahabharata or Ramayana are also parts of the Vedas. The Acharya or the Goswami must be well acquainted with all these literatures. So when somebody says I'm an Acharya, definitely he should be well acquainted in all these scriptures, the philosophy behind these scriptures. the tattva behind this scripture. They should be well versed, especially when they claim that he is an acharya. So to hear and explain them is more important than reading them. Okay? To hear and explain them. One should hear it, listen that very carefully. Okay? Systematically, they should study and explain. Because just by reading, we will not be able to understand. So we need explanation by expert devotees. Hearing is called Shravana and explain is called Kirtana. The two processes of Shravana and Kirtana are of primary importance to progressive spiritual life. Okay? So that's why in the Navavida Bhakti also, Shravana, Kirtana, Vishnu Smarana, it is coming. The first two important angas of Navavida Bhakti is Shravanam and Kirtanam. So only one who has properly grasped the transcendent knowledge from the right source by submissive hearing can properly explain the subject. So who can explain the subject? Who has heard this from the right source with submissive hearing. That submissive mood should be there. Not that for the sake of hearing, you attend and your mind is somewhere else. So you should be hearing that with rapt attention, assimilate it, understand it. Then you have to explain the philosophy to others. So the Goswami is being glorified by the Shravanagadi Rishis, and in such a way that he is also getting a boost up to explain it very nicely, because they are very inquisitive. The Shravanagadi Rishis, they are very inquisitive to hear Srimad Bhagavatam, the narration of Srimad Bhagavatam from Siddha Goswami. So since they are eager to receive this knowledge, so he will also be very enthusiastic to speak in such enthusiasm. If the audience are very rapt, having that rapt attention, the speaker also will have that enthusiasm to speak. If the audience are sleeping, what will be the position of the speaker? He will also be sleeping. So the audience are very nice. They are sitting there with rapt attention. They are asking questions. So the speaker is also very enthusiastic to speak that. So any questions or any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, then the question comes, why we are not talking about the fifth thing, not accumulating the wealth also?
It is also there. It is also there. It is, but these are the main. These are the main. It is also there. We can accumulate wealth provided we are using in the service of Krishna.
Krishna, as Prabhupada always says, I can collect the wealth, but I will use it for Krishna consciousness.
So that there is a condition, but in other four there is no condition.
No condition, absolute no.
Yeah, here there is a condition. So accumulating wealth is not bad. Over accumulating wealth and using for sense gratification, that is that is delaying our spiritual advancement.
Yes, sure.
And when we accumulate wealth and when we use that in sense gratification, slowly and gradually we'll slip away from our real path. Then we'll start doing sinful activities. Now we'll have pride and arrogance and all these things. All these negative qualities will develop in us. Okay, Prabhuji?
Okay, Prabhuji, clear, Prabhuji. Thank you.
So next 1.1.7. Yani Veda Vidam Shreshto Bhagavan Badarayana Anye Cha Munaya Suta Parabara Vido. Yes, Mayuri Matajan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yani Veda Vidam Shreshto Bhagavan Badarayana Anye Cha Munaya Suta Paravar Vido.
Hari Bol. Yeah, you're on mute, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. The translation. Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Sud Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of the Veda Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of the Godhead. And you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kind of physical and the metaphysical knowledge.
Being the eldest learned Vedantist, O Siddha Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead. And you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge. Haven't we read this slokas last time?
Yes, Prabhuji, I think so. Because Vadarayana, you
Yeah,
asked.
that's why I remember explaining physical and metaphysical knowledge.
Yes, yes.
Badarayana. Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I just remember. Right? So I think I took a wrong marking. Okay, we'll just skip this. I think we have not read this. 1.1.8. Vetatvam Saumya Tat Sarvam. I think from here only we have to. Anyone knows?
പ്രഭു മാർക്ക് ചെയ്തത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ചത്തെ ആയിരുന്നു. കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ച നമ്മള് 5th ക്ലോസ് ചെയ്തായിരുന്നു. അത് കഴിഞ്ഞ ആഴ്ച ആയിരുന്നു നമ്മളത് ഇപ്പൊ 8th തുടങ്ങേണ്ടത്.
Okay, so from 8th, so we'll read from here, no problem. It was a revision, what we did. Okay, Vedatvam Saumya Tat Sarvam Tattvadastad Anugrahat Bhruya Snigdhasya Sishyasya Guravo Bhuhyam Apivutam. Yes, now you can give, Mini Mataji and Vivek Prabhu. Mini Mataji, you can recite the sloka. You are on mute. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Vetitvam somit tat sarva tatvavastadana grudhat bruhyah snigdhasya shriyasya gurvo gruhamaya pyatu.
Vivek Prabhu.
And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them.
Very good. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. Because Siddha Goswami is very submissive to his spiritual masters, like Sukadeva Goswami, Vyasadeva. So when we are submissive, what the spiritual masters will do? They will empower us. Okay. When we take shelter of the spiritual master, they will empower us. Without their mercy, we will not be able to speak anything. So that's what it is said here. And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them. So they are the representative. He is here. Siddha Goswami is the representative of Vyasadeva and Sukadeva Goswami. And they have empowered Siddha Goswami. And he has scientifically learned from them, very systematically learned from them. So the secret of success in spiritual life is in satisfying the spiritual master and thereby getting his sincere blessings. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakura has sung in his famous 8 stanzas on the spiritual master as follows. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Only by his satisfaction can one please the personality of Godhead. And when he is dissatisfied, there is only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. Which is this stanza? Which is this song? Can anyone say?
Gurvastakam, Prabhuji.
What is that?
Gurvastakam, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Gurvastakam. Which stanza? Yasya prasadat bhagavat prasado Yasya prasada nagari kutopi Yayam suvam sasya yashastri sandhyam Ande Guru Shri Charanarvindam. Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, yasya prasadat nagadi budo. Without placing the spiritual master, no way. And that's why we have to pray, worship him 3 times, 3 sandhya. What are those 3 sandhyas?
So the morning, afternoon, and the evening, when the sun is rise in the middle and then the set time.
This is sandhya, juncture, 3 sandhya. Morning, okay, because it is from night to daytime is coming. That's the juncture. And from the morning in the afternoon, that is at 12 o'clock, that is juncture. Evening, it is from day to night. That is around 6 o'clock sunset time. So this 3 sandhya, Yasya prasadat bhagavad prasado, Yasya prasadat nagadi gudopi, dhyayamstu vamsasya, yasastri sandhyam, mande guru shri sharanaravinda. That's what is meant here. Okay. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Only by his satisfaction can one please the personality of God. Without satisfying the Guru, we cannot satisfy Krishna. And when he is dissatisfied, there is only havoc on the path of spiritual realization. If we cannot satisfy him, then our spiritual progress is cancelled. We cannot spiritually progress at all. That's what this stanza says. So it is essential. Therefore, that a disciple be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. So which is that slogan in Bhagavad Gita? Krishna says to Arjuna regarding taking shelter of spiritual master. Which is that slogan?
Uttame Srinu Papannam, but I cannot remember the full stanza.
What is that?
Uttame Srinu Papannam, I cannot remember the whole exact. Okay, anyway.
Correct, Prabhu.
Tat Pratiprane
Tadviddhi pranipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Upadekshandi te jnanam jnanena tattvadarshini. Okay. Tadviddhi pranipadena. Pranipad. What is pranipad? What is pranipad?
surrender.
Surrender, taking shelter, paying obeisances. Pariprasnena. What is pariprasna?
Asking question.
Enquiry, inquisitive. Okay. Sevaya. What is sevaya?
Service to Guru.
Seva to Bhavna. Guru Seva.
Service. Okay. So, pranipadena pariprasnena sevaya. Upadekshanti te jnanam. Then what he does? He will give
They give us the knowledge. Yeah.
Knowledge.
instructions. He'll impart the knowledge. Okay. Upadekshanti te jnanam. Why? Jnaninas tattva darshinaha.
Because they already realized that truth.
They have realized the truth. Okay. So he can impart us the required knowledge, provided we take full shelter of the spiritual master and ask submissive questions to him and render menial service to him. Then the spiritual master will be, very, very merciful on his disciple and impart the required knowledge for our spiritual advancement. So this is what Krishna also says to Arjuna. Here, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur also is telling the same thing. Without pleasing the spiritual master, there is no way that we can advance in our spiritual life. So we have to take a very humble position. We should ask submissively questions related to our existence in this material world. Who are we? Why we are in this material world in the first place? Why we are suffering? Why different people are in different statuses? What is the way out that we can get out of this material existence? So such questions, we should not ask, oh Guru Maharaj, how can I get a good job? How can I get a good salary? How can I get a good house? This is not the question that we should ask our Guru Maharaj. Guru also will ask, how can I help you in Krishna consciousness? But most of the time, our Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jabadal Swami Maharaj, in the initial days, all the devotees, disciples used to go and, consult him all material things, about their job, family life, this life, that problem, all problem. Then Guru Maharaj said, it's not my duty to solve all your material problems. I'm not sitting here for that. Then he said, the disciples, please make a board. Okay, consult. Family problem, office problem, financial problem. Please approach the spiritual master. In a sarcastic way, he told the disciple to make a board and keep there outside his office. So he is there to elevate us from this material existence, not to, entangle us in this material existence. So just like, for example, so we have lost our money purse, some, valuable cards. Where do we go and complain? Lodge the complaint?
Police station.
Police station, right?
Mm.
We will not go to the next grocery shop and make a complaint. We will go to the police station. They are the right people to guide us in this matter, not the grocery shop. Similarly, the spiritual master is to elevate us from the material existence, giving us advice on spiritual matters. Not that he's sitting there, to solve our material problems. So like that. So we should take shelter of the spiritual master so that we can advance spiritually, not for solving the material problems. Once Prabhupada was traveling in a train. I think he was on the way to Lucknow, I think, Kumbh Mela, Prayag Kumbh Mela that time. So he, along with him, there were some foreign brahmacharis and sannyasis in the compartment. So one person came, and he was a businessman, seeing Prabhupada as a sadhu, he came and, paid obeisances. Swamiji, please bless me, please bless me. And Prabhupada looked at him and said, I will bless you to become like these brahmacharis. He said, Swamiji, please, I don't want. Yes, you bless me so that I can, advance materially, my business will flourish. So this is the blessing they are asking. Not that, how can I stop Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi? That should be the question. And rather, he is asking for material benediction. So immediately ran away from there. When Prabhupada said, I will bless you to become one like this. So spiritual masters, we have to ask relevant questions. So that sages, so it's essential, therefore, that a disciple be very much obedient and submissive to the bona fide spiritual master. Srila Siddha Goswami fulfilled all these qualifications as a disciple, and therefore he was endowed with all favors by his learned and self-realized spiritual masters such as Srila Vyasadeva and others. The sages of Naimisharanya were confident that Srila Siddha Goswami was bona fide. Therefore, they were anxious to hear from him. See, Sukadeva Goswami, when he was narrating Srimad Bhagavatam, thousands and thousands of sages were there. What was the age of Sukadeva Goswami? 16 years. 16, 17 years when he was narrating. What was the ages of the sages assembled and was listening to him? Thousands and thousands of years. 60,000 years. Like that, sages were there. Narada was present. Narada was how many years? We don't know. Narada, Parashuram, and Parasara Muni, Vyasadeva, Angiras, all sages. We don't know what is their age. And here, who is giving the narration? Who is giving this Srimad Bhagavatam? 16-year-old boy. Okay. And when he came, all these sages, they stood up and respected him. And similarly, Siddha Goswami is also very young. They are not Okay, but young in age. Okay, young in age, but not in realization. Realization, both Sukadeva Goswami and Siddha Goswami were higher than many of the sages present there. Many of the sages present. So age is not a criteria for spiritual advancement. Age is not a criteria.
Like Amrendra Prabhuji, how knowledge, how much realization he is having in this young age.
That's it. Yeah. Hare Krishna. We'll go to the next sloka. 1.1.9. Tatra tatranja sayushman. Tatra tatranja tatra tatranja sayushman. Bhavata yadvinischidam. Pumsam ekantada shreyas. Tanna samasitum arhasi. Okay. Then, yes, Amit Prabhu, you want to recite?
Dandavad Pranam Prabhuji.
Pranam.
Tatra tatrana
Sayushman
bhavata yad
Yadishitam Punsam
pumsam ekatah shreyas tanna samasitum arhasi.
Very good. Vishwajyoti, can you please read the translation?
Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general.
Please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way that you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Now, the questions started. Okay. So, Shaunakadi Rishis are asking basically 6 questions in the first chapter. So, this is the first question. Okay. So, as we progress, we'll understand which are the questions. So, in a nutshell, they are asking Siddha Goswami, what is the best and ultimate good for people in general? This is the first question. Actually, the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is the answer to the 6 questions raised by Shaunakadi Rishis to Siddha Goswami. And the subsequent extension of such questions, the answers. So the whole Srimad Bhagavatam, now the answer is given in the 2nd and 3rd chapter, but the whole Srimad Bhagavatam is extension of this answer to the extension of these questions. So this is the first question. So what is ultimate good for the people in general? That's the first question. What is the ultimate good for the people in general? The first question. Okay, please, therefore, being blessed with many years, explain to us in an easily understandable way what you have ascertained to be the absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Even Arjuna also asked Krishna, now you have explained Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, this yoga, that yoga. I'm totally confused, Krishna. So please give me in a nutshell what I should be doing, what I should do. Isn't it? Because you have confused me by explaining all these things. So in the concluding chapter of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, now after all this, Krishna is telling, Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam sharanam vraja aham tuam sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami masam. Because Arjuna is also got confused because he is first telling Karma Yoga, then telling Dhyana Yoga, then telling Jnana Yoga. All these different yogas he is telling. But then he is concluding in the 18th chapter that leave all these so-called, dharmas. Dharma, samanya dharma. Okay? Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Best is total surrender. Become my bhakta. Okay, worship me, become my devotee, pay obeisances to me. Like that. What is that sloga? Which is repeated twice in Bhagavad Gita. What is that slogan?
Prabhuji, I have a doubt that so in the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, one slok is repeated more than once.
Yeah. What is that?
So, Prabhuji, is it in the same chapter or is it different chapter?
It's in different 9th and 18th. Think of me, pay obeisances unto me, become my devotee, worship me.
Manmana ho mattatto.
Yes. Manmana bhav mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mam eva satyam te pratijane priyosi me. So 4 instruction. Manmana, always think of me. Bhava mad bhakto, become my devotee. Madhyaji, worship me. Namaskuru, pay obeisances to me. This is the crux. It is repeated twice. Once in 9th chapter, I think 934, then 1866, I think. So these are the 4 instructions. That's why it is repeated twice to emphasize the importance of that. Okay, so what can be the answer for this? What is the ultimate good for people in general? What can be the answer? Who can say?
Prabhuji, maybe to attain liberation.
What is that?
Maybe to attain liberation from the body.
No, I couldn't hear that properly.
Yes. To attain liberation from the body and get united.
Attain liberation from the bodily existence. Okay. What else? Who else?
To surrender to Krishna.
Okay. Good.
Krishna Prema, Prabhuji. Attain the Krishna Prema.
Krishna Prema.
Yes.
Krishna Prema.
And we should try to understand that we are souls and should try to keep ourselves away from the material world as much as we can.
Yeah, you're all correct. You're all correct. Only thing is, this in one word, Bhakti Yoga. Okay, in one
Bhakti
word,
Yoga.
follow Bhakti Yoga. That's it. Okay, it's in the coming verses, it will be clear. When Siddha Goswami answers, he's telling, not only in one sloga, in multiple slogas, he's explaining what is ultimate good for people in general. So how many questions are asked? 6. Can anyone say which are the 6 questions? Anyone knows? Can I disclose it in advance? Okay. So the first question is, what is the ultimate good for people in general? First, what is the ultimate good for people in general? Second, what is the essence of all the scriptures? What is the essence of all the scriptures? Third, why did Lord Krishna appear in this material world as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? Why did? Okay. Why did he appear in this material world as the son of Vasudeva and Devaki? And number 4, explain about the creation and the Purusha Avataras. Basically about the Purusha Avataras. Number 5, explain about the Leela Avataras. Number 6, what happened after Krishna left this material world? Where did religion take shelter after Lord Krishna disappeared from this mortal world? These are the 6 questions. So the answer for these questions is throughout Srimad Bhagavatam. In a nutshell, Siddha Goswami is giving the answer in the second and third chapter of the first canon. But questions related to these questions, the extension of these questions, are the summum bonum of the whole Srimad Bhagavatam. 18,000 verses. How many cantos? 12 cantos. So let's read the purport. In Bhagavad Gita, the worship of the Acharya is recommended. The Acharyas and Goswamis are always absorbed in thought of the well-being of the general public, especially their spiritual well-being. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. So this is, we have to understand in the right perspective. Spiritual well-being is automatically followed by material well-being. So we don't have to specifically endeavor for material well-being. When our spiritual well-being is taken care of, automatically the material well-being is also taken care of. So we have to give primary importance to our spiritual well-being. So when that is done, nothing to worry, material things are also taken care of. Isn't it? See, just take an example of a brahmachari or a sannyasi who doesn't have any possession. But is he not living very nicely? He is not earning anything. He doesn't have his own accommodation. Okay? And he doesn't have any money. But is he not living nicely with the help of grahasthas? Because he has taken complete shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So all his material requirement is also taken care of. Only when we have some doubt, oh, will Krishna help me, protect me? That time then Krishna will not take care. If he totally surrender to Krishna, okay, Krishna, you are my protector. It is your lookout, how I should maintain. I have just simply surrendered, taken shelter of you. It's your game now. If we have that, and then definitely he will take care of all our material needs also. Nothing to worry. That's what it is said here. So it's automatically followed by material well-being. The acharyas therefore give directions in spiritual well-being for people in general. Foreseeing the incompetencies of the people in the age of Kali or the iron age of coral, the sages requested that Siddha Goswami give a summary of all revealed scriptures, because the people of this age are condemned in every respect. The sages therefore inquired of the absolute good, which is the ultimate good for people. The condemned state of affairs of the people of this age is described as follows. Okay. Now 1.1.10. I think we'll take next page. I'll mark, please also mark Madaji's, so that will not. Okay. 1.1.10. Okay, so any questions? Hare Krishna. I'll stop sharing here. Hari Bol.